It's Tottenham fans, so it's nearly been a week since the Premier League season has been over. And once again, it's transfers, ins and outs. Who do you want to see in? Who do you want to see go? So I'm going to be talking about Tottenham transfers, rumours, etc, etc, etc. But before I crack on with the rest of that, you know what to do. If you're new to my channel right now, get subscribing, smash a like, share, and come on, let's crack on with the video. So after my team Spurs finally won a trophy, their first trophy in 17 years, their first major trophy in 41 years, European trophy that is. A lot of revenue there, a lot of revenue for the board, Daniel Levy. But look, Tottenham transfers, we have to see fresh blood because there's deadwood, as we know, within the club that have to move on. But we need fresh blood so we can progress. We've got Champions League football next season now. We're back on the top level where, in my opinion, we belong as a football club. But is Daniel Levy going to back a manager? Why am I saying a manager? Because we still do not know. We still don't know if Ange is going to stay or is Ange going to go. We don't know. In my opinion, Ange has to stay. Yes, he won us a European trophy. Our first trophy in 17 freaking years. And it's about time now that we start backing him. You know, look, put it this way. A man needs his tools. A man needs tools to progress and get that step further to reach their top target. You know, so for me, Levy has to back a manager. He's gone through so many managers. I'm sick to death of it. And it's about time now he backs him, gives him until Christmas, and we see where we are from there. But for me, he has to back him, and fingers crossed we move on. So all that with Ange Postecoglou staying or going is all up in the air. But Tottenham transfers, some of these are on my wish list. Others have been rumoured, like Sane. He's been linked with Arsenal as well within the past couple of days. First person I'm going to talk about is Richarlison. Richarlison, current age 28, 4 Premier League goals and 1 goal in the Europa. Look, for me, injury prone. We all know that one. He's not consistent week in, week out. But going back to the Europa League final, he was absolutely phenomenal. Putting 100% from start to finish. That's the Richarlison we bought in. But like I said, he's not consistent enough. And that's not the Richarlison we see week in, week out. So for me, Richarlison has to move on. Simple as. Simple as. Number 2, we got Heung-min Son. Now, my man Sonny, current age 32. We bought him back in 2015. 10 years of loyal service. We bought him from Bayer Leverkusen of Germany. This season, the stats say it all. 7 Premier League goals. 3 of those goals. Sorry, 3 goals in Europa. I said that wrong there. So 7 goals in the Prem, 3 in Europa, by the way. So the stats say it all. He's not been the Sonny, the phenomenal Sonny, I should say, that we've seen season after season after season. There's not been any consistency there with Sonny. So I really don't know what it is. Is it his age slowly creeping up? You know, I think he's actually lost that pace that he used to have, say, 3 years ago, for example. He's lost that pace. He's had quite a few injuries as well this season as well, and we can all say that's not helped him out. But like I said, 10 years of loyal service at Tottenham. He finally achieved his target of getting a major trophy, the Europa, UEFA Cup, whatever you want to call it. He finally got his hands on that. Now, for me, part of me saying to move on a high, because is Daniel Levy going to back a manager? Because, like I said, we still don't know who's going to be our manager next season. So does Sonny move out on a high, or does he stay with us for another season? Because we all know that he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So next season, if he stays, he walks on a free. So is his contract going to be extended? I highly doubt it. So not only that, I'm hearing rumours that Saudi Arabia are linked with Sonny. So if one of those teams out there come in for Sonny with the right price, then for me, Sonny has to go. Cash in while you can. It's as simple as, I hate to say it because I love Sonny. Love Sonny to bits. He's been very, very loyal, stuck with us through thick and thin. You know, when we got to the highest at the time, I really thought we was going to win the Champions League back in 2019. To going from there to going pretty much rock bottom, he stuck with us. He stuck with us. So, like I said, he's finally got his hands on a trophy. Move on a high. End it on a high for me, but we will see where that one. Up next, we have Fraser Forster, current age 37, only 3 games. Yeah, only 4 games. I thought he played more than that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, please. But for me, Fraser has to move on. He's as we all know, he's way down in the pecking order in the goalkeeping bracket. So for me, Fraser Forster has to move on. Up next, another loyal servant of Tottenham Hotspur, Ben Davies, current age 32, joined from Swansea back in 2014. Ben has to move on, surely. Has to move on, along with Sonny, the last 2 standing, that have been at our club for a very, very long time now. So for me, Ben has to move on. And up next, Timo Werner. Timo Werner. You know, I'm not going to lie, I was gassed when we got Timo Werner. Forgetting how he was at Chelsea, I'm thinking, is he going to come back to the Premier League and show everyone, prove everyone wrong? Not going to come to Spurs from where it ended at Chelsea. Very, very poor, and it turned out to be very, very poor. So current age 29, 18 matches, 0 goals, 3 assists. He's been absolutely diabolical. So for me, Timo Werner, go back to RB Leipzig, please. Up next, we have Sergio Reguilon, current age 28. Spurs got Regs from Real Madrid back in 2018, I believe. So please correct me if I'm wrong again in the comment section on that one. Regs has been way down in the pecking order for the past couple of years now, as well as being shipped out on loan to Brentford. Look, has to go. Simply has to go. Because we can't be having players that... What's the point of having these players and not getting game time? You can clearly see Ange Postecoglou doesn't want him. So move on. Simple as. Up next, we got Alfie Whiteman, another goalkeeper, down the pecking order. I didn't actually know this until a few minutes ago. Current age 26. Now that's very, very young for a goalkeeper. Joined the Tottenham Academy back in 2015. And again, way down in the pecking order in the goalkeeping bracket. For me, Alfie Whiteman has to move on, in my opinion. And up next, we got Eze of Crystal Palace, who I really, really thought we was going to get last summer. It never did happen in the end. I don't know why it didn't happen in the end. But from my understanding, he was on the verge of joining Tottenham. And then something in the pipeline kicked up, and that was it. We didn't hear no more, and he remained at Palace to win the FA Cup. Who would have thought that one? 8 goals, 8 assists. Eze. Oh, I'd love to see Eze in a Spurs shirt. I can't be the only one saying the same thing. Surely Eze has been phenomenal, and a player that would fit Tottenham style. Surely. So we will see what happens on that one, because we all know this transfer window is a very, very long one, and Daniel Levy leaves things to the very last knockings So we will see where we will. Where I really don't know. I really don't know if where we would stand on that one. Do you reckon we would actually get Eze? Hit us up in the comment section on that one. Up next we have Brian Gill. Brian Gill has been out on loan to Genoa. I'm sure it's Genoa. Current age 24, so still freaking young. Still young. But he's had season after season after season just been out on loan, and what's the point? I really don't know why we actually got this kid in. You know, he's been sent out on loan back to his home country. What's the point of keeping someone when you know you're not going to give him game time at Spurs? Ship him on. Simple as. Up next we got Memphis Tell on loan from Bayern Munich. Current age 20. My thoughts on Tell. Very, very pacey, yes. Very, very pacey. But should Tottenham get him on a loan? A few weeks ago, I was all with him coming on, joining us on a permanent deal, but not really, nah. Not really. Send back to Bayern Munich. Up next, we got Xavi Simons of RB Leipzig as well. Current age 22, 25 games, 10 goals, 7 assists. Could we really see this guy join Tottenham Hotspur? Me personally, I can't see it happening. Yes, I know we've got Champions League football. All the top players want to play Champions League, so maybe. But then again, Levy, he's very, very tight when it comes to getting players in because he likes to pay low wages. So I highly doubt that one will even happen. It's rumoured, yes. Very, very talented, yes. Up next, a player linked to be leaving Spurs. Cristian Romero. He's been linked with Atletico Madrid for about a good month now, maybe a little bit longer than that. Current age 27. I'm not going to lie, for me, he fits Atletico's style. They're very, very aggressive, and he's a very, very aggressive player. How he kept that cool in the final of Europa over a week ago now, I really do not know. But cut long story short, he has to stay. Cristian Romero has to stay at Spurs. He's built that partnership with Mickey van der Ven. He has to stay. Hope he does. And I hope for his sake that we can progress. Yes, we got Champions League football. Can we now push on? So for me, Cristian Romero has to stay at Spurs. Has to stay. And the last one is, again, another player being linked with Spurs as well as Arsenal is Leroy Sané, ex-Man City. We all know that one. Current age 29. He's a free agent apparently. So like I said, he's been linked with not only with us but with Arsenal as well. I'd love to see Sané in a Spurs shirt. I'd love to see him in the Premier League. We all know how he was with Man City. Absolutely quality. I really do not know why Man City let him go in the first place. Could we actually see Sané in a Spurs shirt? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Because like I said, this is Daniel Levy we're talking about. He's tight as anything. He likes to pay low wages. Is Sané? If he said yes to joining Spurs, would he take that pay cut? Highly doubt it. But I hope I'm proven wrong and we get someone of his quality in, because that's what we need to progress now, to really, really push on. We got Champions League football again, like I said. So for me, time will tell. The summer window is a very, very long window, and Levy leaves it to the last knock-in. So it's all up in the air. So like I said, the first thing is, who's going to be our manager next season? Is Ange going to stay or is Ange going to go? That's the first one. We really want to know, and the boys want to know. So with the likes of Cristian Romero, I'm sure he's going to hang on and see if Postecoglou is going to stay, because from my understanding, he's built a very, very good relationship with Postecoglou. So if Ange stays, maybe Romero stays. Only time will tell. But please, hit me up in the comments. What's your thoughts on Tottenham's transfers? Who would you like to see join Spurs for next season? And as always, up the Spurs, come on.